Hello, hi, and welcome to another episode podcast of Youth Sports. I am Mbhele, and help me welcome back one of my faves. He's been here before, so this is not new for you, Mr. Qhawe Nzama.
Thank you.
Sports analyst all the way from Durban.
Mr. Durban sports analyst. Thank you so much.
And then she's making her first debut, as one of our sports analysts right here on Youth Sports. She goes by the name of Junior Xolile Sports on Twitter, if you're in these Twitter streets.
Oh.
And she's also on Gagasi FM doing the sports updates on that drive. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me. The thing is again busy, it's okay. Easy.
I don't know, but
I'm happy to be here.
All right, welcome. So let's just get straight into it and get, like you said, the emotional stuff out of the way. It's been a hectic tournament, Grand Slam. We had to say goodbye to Miss Serena Williams. I know we were like close to tears on Facebook the other day, especially after seeing her also be very emotional about what happened. Did you foresee this coming? Did you think that she still had it in her? And most importantly, how did you find her throughout the tournament?
Well, starting with the end, I don't think that the tournament will end this way for her. Reason being, it's before the start of the Australian Open. She did have a sort of a duel with Naomi, a day at the drive where they played. Of course, it's a friendly match, but you saw after they won one set each, and then they went to the special set tiebreaker, that both of them started lifting up intensity, and that's when they were fighting to at least win this final set, and she did win it. So I think as soon as the draw came out, she knew if I want to win this tournament, I'd have to go past Naomi. So I think through all the rounds that she went through, it was always at the back of her head, Naomi. And yes, she played very well throughout the tournament. Even though Gumayama matches, she had some glitches here and there, but you always expected that Serena Williams fighting spirit to come through, which is why I think she was so disappointed in the manner at which she lost to Naomi, because she went flat, and then she was not able to bring that up as we've come to expect from her. So I would say it was not a poor performance by Serena Williams. Maybe the last match she didn't do as well as she would have loved, but Naomi deserved to win the match for sure.
A lot of people were saying and questioning her fitness throughout the tournament. So saying, a lot of people are saying this isn't the Serena Williams that we know and love. And now you can see that in the way that she was frustrated, I think, with herself. They asked her, what do you think happened? And she kept saying, silly mistakes. Do you think that comparing her to previous years, she was as fit as...
Wow. With Serena, when you talk about fitness, of course, you're talking about two types of fitness. You're talking about being injury-free and also just being fit to be able to run around and chase down the points. And fitness-wise, she said that she was fine. She did have that Achilles injury that bothered her in 2020, and she said it was feeling fine. She did strap her ankles, but then that's normal. And then when it comes to the match fitness, I don't think anyone can ever doubt her. This was one of the best performances where we saw her chasing down my drop shots, left, right, and she was chasing and winning long rallies, which was something that we didn't see maybe in 2018, in 2019, when she had just come back from starting a family. So in terms of that kind of fitness as well, I don't think that's the reason why she lost the match. Unforced errors was too high. Silly mistakes, definitely.
Do you think...
Could it be mental fitness?
Yeah.
I think. She's had this thing where she's been chasing this record for a while now, and she's chasing 22 Grand Slams to equal with Mustafi, I think, and the pressure just keeps on building with every tournament that's passing, because she's at the age where retirement is just around the corner as well.
I was about to ask that. Do you see her retiring, or do you see her coming back? Because I know coach also said that this is Serena. She's not going to retire. Knowing her, she will keep fighting until she gets it.
Do I see her retiring? Of course, she will have to retire at some point. Hopefully before, Not before Roger Federer. That's what I wanted to say. And we know Roger Federer is coming back is coming back this
year,
month.
yes,
Yeah. He's
course.
already confirmed that he's going to play in 2 different tournaments in Doha and Dubai. So I think something in Serena will say, no, I'll wait. She's already said that before. Maybe I'll wait for Roger and then I'll see what happens. So the way Apumengai at the end of the match and how she was waving to the crowd, it did give me that idea that maybe that was her last Australian Open. I'm not sure though. So we still have 3 more Grand Slams to play for this year. I think she's going to push for those, but it could
which
be
is fine. She can choose.
next
No,
year.
she can choose.
Yeah.
Which one?
The ones that she wants to play now.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
definitely US Open, we won't see her retiring for the next 3 to 4 years. She's still got the stamina. She's still got the fitness.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, she was chasing rallies, which she's never had to do.
Yeah.
Before she would win those.
It was
easily.
so beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
So beautiful
It was
to watch.
So beautiful. You know, when Osaka won, and it was the thing of
Are you torn? Are you? That's my next question. Are we torn? Because I want to say I saw a tweet.
it was a thing of I'm sad because yes,
I'm happy.
I want Serena. I really do want Serena to catch up, and I wanted to pass that.
So here's a new generation of players and youngsters, and we're going to talk about this a bit later on with Mbappe versus Messi. But here is Naomi versus Serena. She says she's watched this lady all her life. It's her queen. She called her. She said, "This is still the queen of tennis for me, but I aim to inspire a new generation of players." How hurtful must that be, especially uboning anengane kanje, you know, izenzela? Because also, because also, she really didn't have much to say in terms of congratulating Naomi. I feel for me, Serena could have maybe done better. But how do you feel even about that handover? But here's a new generation. Are you not happy?
You want to take this
No,
first?
listen, that's her legacy. Naomi is her legacy moving forward, and Serena knows that. But at the moment, she's still her competition. Up until the day she retires, pulls up and says, "Okay, now I'm handing over the baton. I still have to beat this person."
Yeah.
And the more tournaments she doesn't beat her in, the more or the less she'll have to say every time. It'll be like, "Oh, okay, no." And it's getting to her head. Oh, no, I can't beat Naomi now. I can't. Naomi's making me play, you know, just that extra shot every time when I think I've won. So it's a difficult one for her, but she has to take it on the chin, look at the next tournament, and try again.
Yeah, and as you saw, press conference, she was still very, very emotional. So the less I shield, the better. And also,
But Junior, congratulations, nyana nje. Ukuthi ay no ngiyambongela kona.
she's done it before, and come on, she's said it before. How many times does she have to say it? And njengoba it's still your competitor, and I'm sure we are this is the person who's standing between me and the number 24 or even 25 if she's looking that far. So she has to be in that game and competition mode, even though she played the Australian Open, because they're still probably going to meet the French Open or Wimbledon, depending on what they both decide to play in next.
Okay, but it's still girl power, I guess, for me. So I'm really happy with Naomi winning, and I can't wait to see what she has in store for us. But going back to the point that I made of a new generation, let's go to Champions League. Mbappe versus our GOAT, Messi. What happened there? Because hat-trick, my GOAT. I love Mbappe, so I'm going to be a bit skeptical when it comes to that. Uguti, here is Mbappe scoring a hat-trick against Messi, and a lot of people are saying it's a new generation of players. And as much as it's so hurtful, Fanelis Vumo, you know what, maybe the people that we love and the people who have paved the way do slowly and surely have to give props to the new kids. Nangu Mbappe, Messi, it wasn't his best game. He got a penalty. But how do you see that? How do you see the relationship even going forward to the next match that they still have to play in March? Do you think Messi's going to come back from this? What are your predictions on the Champions League?
Yeah, well, it's very different when you go to the whole Osaka versus Serena because it's a one-on-one
Yeah.
sport. And then when you go to the whole... Okay,
Wait, no, actually, we've had the whole Ronaldo versus Messi. We've had for generations to come, and it's still going to happen as well.
Yeah, but what I'll tell you is, I don't know for how many years now, since October, this is the new Messi, this is the new Ronaldo, and then these guys still come back, and then they produce magic, and then they win the Ballon d'Or. I'm not saying this is going to be the case, Chingamanje, because at some point, Mbhele now, they will have to hang up their boots. What I noticed is when you compare team for team,
PSG.
we have to say that PSG was obviously stronger, even on paper, compared to the current Barcelona.
The current Barcelona is almost anyone can beat them.
Sadly.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
But then what does that say about, I know defensively that's questionable, but does that not then take away from, some can say, Messi's greatness of not being able to produce those results and score?
He's been doing that since the season started. The reason why Barcelona are even in this stage of the Champions League is because of Messi. The reason why they still even have a fighting chance in La Liga is because of Messi. Now and then he will score the important goals. Now and then he will deliver those assists and just inspire the other players around him, the younger players. But he cannot do it alone. You can check that at his peak, he was surrounded by quality only. You cannot do that thing would deliver game in and game out if it's just you.
I think I said this on the last show where I was sitting and saying he grew up in the first of all Ronaldinho era where Ronaldinho handed him the baton and then it was the Nestias, the Xavis, the Fabregases. And now you sit and think about that Barcelona midfield and you're thinking, who's there? Who's there that can help him supply, that supports, and all of those things. Busquets has been there since he was playing football for the kids. And he's still there. And that's the problem with Barcelona. They haven't managed to move forward past the Messi phase, where I think this season they should have really sold him and it would have been a restart to Barcelona.
So are you taking away the greatness from Mbappe with your Kalentani show? Are you I'm just asking. Are you taking away from
the quality of the goals? Come on. We cannot hate on that guy.
Amazing.
Already on a World Cup winning medal.
19.
And not that who I passenger World Cup. He played a pivotal role with France winning that World Cup. So definitely the
with
boy
having
has
Pogba
met talent
also
and
a lot of support from Pogba. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying we are not hating on Kylian Mbappe. I definitely think he's one of the players to look at for the future, but I cannot be sure. That looked promising.
As much as Mbappe.
Not as much as Mbappe. But but over the years,
there's no more exciting kid like Mbappe.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, of course he is.
He's just sitting there on his own.
Which must suck for Neymar because at some
Sure.
point
He
that
went
was
to
him,
PSG
and he
thinking,
was waiting for that.
I'm the next
I'm
one.
under Messi's shade, so let me leave. And then why
This
PSG
little
now
kid
is under
came.
Messi?
And that's
Mbappe's
even worse
shade.
because you're younger
It
than
must
me,
suck for
dog.
him because he was the prince in waiting, and suddenly Mbappe overtake Ranjalo. So I don't know how that's gonna work for the dynamics in the team because I know for sure with some chest pains now.
Wait, but Neymar just signed a new contract with PSG, eh?
Exactly.
And because for sure I was thinking, Barca's gonna do something since Messi's leaving, and they're gonna try and lure him, but Neymar's like, nope, I'm gig with Barca, which tells you how wrong Barca is right now, and how bad things are going for them. To be honest, I see them going even further down next season.
That's a tough one. If we're looking at predictions, Gengoba saying Shilo, so Barcelona is 4-1 down. Aggregate, they still have a match to play.
There is no comeback here. Let me just cut you. I know we've seen miracles of Barcelona coming back against PSG.
It was 4-1 last time.
That
right?
was a that was a different. That was
4-1
different Barcelona and a different PSG. PSG njengamanje. We can say they are the better team. They lost in the finals.
I was about to say, let's not forget, they're finalists.
So they have a point to prove. As for Barcelona, They're just another team that made it to the round of 16, guys. They did well.
Also, Reds.
Yo, that is so hurtful. Barcelona fans are gonna get you for this one. Speaking of teams who just made it, let's talk about some of the Premier League teams being part of. We've got Man City match coming up this week. We've got the Chelsea against Atletico Madrid match coming up as well. How do you see that happening? I know Man City at least has a better chance on that side, but the more interesting match for me will be the Chelsea against Atletico Madrid, because which is the better team currently? Chelsea comes back from, I think, a draw.
Yep.
Atletico Madrid comes back from a loss. But the last time they met, I think in 2017, during Chelsea, it was a defeat. So how do you see that panning out?
Look, firstly, the Champions League, Lena, it's different because of the COVID situation, right? So, fun, you're going to go to play Madrid in front of their supporters, Diego Simeone going crazy. That was going to be very difficult for
Romania,
Chelsea.
ne?
They're playing in Romania, empty stadium or something, so it's going to be very different to facing Atletico Madrid, the real Atletico Madrid.
No, I have to disagree.
Are you disagreeing with that?
I really have to disagree here. This is an Atletico side who's sitting first in La Liga right now.
Yeah.
They're sitting first. Yes, they came back from a loss and a little bit of a slump, but they've been firing on all cylinders. They went and got Suarez, who is proving a point. La Bayana. They've got who's it? João Felix, a little boy, who's now proving a point as well. And when you have Diego Simeone, crowd or no crowd, he will make sure that his players feel the crowd.
And I think he's undefeated.
So I can't see Chelsea going past them. Chelsea, yes, they've made it to the last 16 and they've been playing all right under Tuchel. But
don't you think they're going to want it more because they're the underdogs of some sort?
I'll say this because Chelsea were the last team to beat Atletico Madrid at home in the Champions League. So alone, that goes to prove how difficult they are to beat at home under normal circumstances. Now they're also playing away in Romania. You can say
everyone is playing away, right?
So yeah, I don't want to ground and everything, but it's different, right? And also the form they haven't won in the last 4 games, right? So even though they're sitting in a good position in La Liga, their lead has actually shrunk in the past few weeks. So confidence now is not as high as it's supposed to be, right? Now we have Chelsea who are unbeaten under the new coach. I think the confidence is a bit higher.
I think it's going to be an interesting
game. It's going to be a very interesting game, yes.
Predictions? I think I can already say you're going more of Athletic side. And
for the full tie, this is one of those matches that can actually go to extra time and penalties. But I see Atletico Madrid going through.
Okay.
2-1 Atletico. Their defense is just too strong and in the Champions League also, let's not forget how often they've been to the semi-final in the last 5 seasons. How often, they got past by Munich 2 seasons ago. This was the champions after that. Liverpool last season.
Oh, let's not talk about Liverpool because she's a Liverpool fan.
Liverpool last
season.
Talk
about Liverpool.
So they always have, their way of doing it in the Champions League, and especially Simeone. In the league, they've won it, but he knows how to just specialize in those 1 or 2 games where he just tactically, he scores 1 goal, shuts it down, and no one can chase it.
Yeah, and then the next thing, counter-attack, you're 2-0 down.
Yes.
It's over for you.
So you have Liverpool team manager right in front of you, and you had one sentence to say to them. Because I know you've been crying inside. I've been teasing you for the past few weeks.
Yo, I'd actually give him a hug, hey? There's not much that I could say to Jurgen Klopp. I've seen on social media people saying things like Jurgen Klopp doesn't have a plan B. And I'm thinking, have they been watching the same games? Because Klopp has used plan B, C, D, E, F, G, and all of them have been getting injured, okay? That's just in the
Is that what you got to blame it on?
No, I'm not. Who said anything about
He's going to
blaming?
go back on Van Dijk, Walimala, and because...
Guys,
but continue.
Beginning of the season.
Beginning of the season.
Okay. Hear me out here.
Yeah.
You spend a better part of 3-4 seasons building this machine this supercar, right?
Yes.
Everything, as such as Lewis Hamilton or whoever. And then 2 seasons or 3, you do very well. You just lose out to Manchester City. You just lose out going season to Real Madrid in the final. You come back the other season, you win the Champions League. You come back the other season, you walk the Premier League. And then the following season, you lose your best defender. Fine. Who's going to cry over that? You lose your second best defender, and your third, and your fourth. You bring in your best midfielders into defense. They also get injured. Guys, you cannot move without Amatai. Right now, I don't know. What is he supposed to do?
Still not
What is he
convinced.
supposed to do?
Still not
What is he
convinced.
supposed to do? He's running out of tires. And flats, gone. Spare wheel, gone. What is he supposed to do?
Oh, once a
Do
Liverpool
you not
fan.
want no? So
Always.
in essence, you're saying it's not because of his management. It's because the board hasn't backed him up. Like now in January, they could have went out and bought big defenders.
From where? Where do you get a big defender in January? No, you cannot. Even you can check.
Here's this RB Lisbeth boy.
No, but they
that
bought
just
him.
signed
They
for
bought him.
Bayern.
Yeah, but they bought him for next season. And Klopp was never going to do that because Van Dijk is coming back. Gomez is coming back.
Also,
what
only
they-
next season already.
Well, no, they did buy 2 defenders and one got injured before even playing.
You know what? let's
just to close this Klopp thing, even besides the injuries, of course, he's had to try many different things in the middle of the park to compensate for my problems as a move, and that on its own has destabilized Liverpool. Moving Milner around to cover for Trent when he wasn't doing so well defensively, moving Thiago deep and moving him up. He's tried so many different things, moving Wijnaldum to the left or to play close to Thiago. You cannot say he hasn't tried
I
anything.
see Val.
Just that it hasn't worked.
Is
in
Thiago
most
not
games.
your problem? Since he
That's
came.
another story.
Since he
That's
came.
another story.
Thiago was. I remember when he signed. It was deemed the best signing.
It was
of
an exciting time.
exciting Premier League signing, everything. And all he's come and done is just play like, I don't know, just passing sideways. And that's it.
Yeah, no, I have to say, when the season started and Thiago was brought in, I expected a lot more. And first game against Chelsea, yeah, no.
Watch
I
out,
say
watch out.
say on, man. But
Yeah.
after that, when everything changed, I think Yonkinto, it also changed for him, where we saw him being less confident and playing more obvious passes and less of the passes, because everyone, I guess, was saying, as far as you lose the ball, no Miganjan. So now you are restricted in how you play. And when they told him to play deep and suddenly and it was always late in getting yellow cards. So I think my confidence was definitely dented. But I think he's a quality player. We cannot disagree on that.
Okay, can I just say those are Xolile's sentiments, because I know a lot of people have been bugging her. Oti, what do you have to say? You're a true Liverpool supporter, and what are your thoughts? Thank you so much on that. Taking it back to KZN, I think there's a whole different atmosphere. No Muhamba around the streets of Ewe Street, you can feel that there's a new boy in town, or a new man in town, I should say. The signing of Siya Kolisi to Sharks. What are your thoughts on that? Was it a good move? I know a lot of people are looking towards train already. He might be in the next match. Do you think that he should be in the next match?
No, I do not think he should be in the next match, and I don't think he will be. Or maybe if he does, he might come in as a sub. But the nature of Lama games is they are more like friendly games, because they're even called preparation games. The bigger picture is the Pro 16 that's coming up later on. So there's no need really to put Usia under that much pressure. My teammates are
What do you mean?
But some of them know. From the Sharks, Safari Culture, Emma Sharks. So I think he's going to spend just this week and maybe next week just adjusting naye ezizwe kahle ukuthi kuhamba kanjani, phefumula umoya ohlukile useThekwini, and hopefully for the next match you should be ready to be in the match day 23 at least. But as far as the actual transfer, I know got this since the Sharks were under new management, and then they also signed the deal with Rock Nation. Kwaqala shoots like years, and then you start thinking, I'm a rumors. But then after a while, we knew it's okay, it's happening. When you look at the team, he's gonna have to fight, hey? Because just because he's the Springbok captain doesn't mean Ngutsuzovela angene with him and just get a position. And he also did say that much during his very first press conference. Relax. I know that, especially with the injuries that he has suffered, Ikemiak has been up and down, up and down. So I think now, at first, he's looking for stability, and then he try and get back to that Sia that we know, because when he is at his best, he is unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
He's going to have to work hard. I think very, very hard. At Province, he was sitting there. First of all, he was a captain for numerous years now, and then he became the Springbok captain. After that, he won the World Cup. He was very comfortable. There was no one who can come here and say, exactly, you need to up your game. Even with, I think maybe his training might have dipped a bit, and that's why the injuries just kept on coming up. And, he's had, like you're saying, an injury hit 2019, 2020. He hasn't played, I think he's only played, 2 full 80 minutes since the World Cup? And that, for me, is
a concern.
It's a concern. So he's going to come here, it's the Sharks. There's boys who are chasing for that jersey as well. And he has to get motivation back again. And someone is going to say, okay, you have to change your game up. You have to come work hard, come earn this jersey. You're not just going to come here and be the Springbok captain. We've got our own captain, Nulukanyo Am, I think. He's also a World Cup winner. He's also, they're not afraid of him. He's going to work hard, and hopefully we see the best of him, because that will elevate the Sharks to the next level that they want to be as well.
Awesome. I wanted to end it right now, but I just remembered something that we were chatting about in the car. Uguti, speaking of people who, are doing big things. We were all excited about BONGANI ZUNGU going over there to Rangers, and something that I feel as if I can't close the show about. Here's a young boy full of opportunities, and he got caught doing little things.
Scotland. What kind of inquiry is Scotland? How desperate do you have to be?
I mean, you can take the boy out of Mzansi, but
no, man.
How do you?
Okay.
What are your sentiments?
On a serious note, I was very, very disappointed, because at first, I was on Sky Sports, and the first thing I see is BONGANI ZUNGU, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I hope it's something good. And I see 5 players out of the team, and then I'm like, my heart just sinks.
Coach, he's not even.
Okay, now
he's already came out and said,
he's not
he's
playing.
like, I don't think we'll look. There's no future for him.
Yeah, we're talking about a guy who's been rescued from France, where Timiake was basically relegated. Now Uni has a chance of playing in Scotland. Of course, it's not the Premier League, but I mean, it's Scotland. And if you do well in Scotland, you can sort of work your way into the Premier League. About Virgil van Dijk did play in Scotland for a couple of seasons. So you think, this is the one. He says he's been a Liverpool fan. He's a huge fan of Steven Gerrard. You think he's going to do like his utmost best to be the most disciplined player and just to play. So and I think he was frustrated. I told you game time as much as he wants, but there's no reason to go and do inquiry as a Scotland.
And that's not how you just
during a pandemic.
Sure, it was very irresponsible, and I was also because I was really rooting for him. I love it when Italian Dilala, gets recognized, especially in a different league altogether.
And a direct contrast, you have a player like Upesitao, who's been go Belgium, but I wasn't anything bad about him. The guy just does his thing, and Jenga Manje is in the Premier League. and you think bazoba inspired to say, okay, yes, if I can work as much as Pesita does, just play my game, help my team win or survive relegation if they have to. Now someone will recognize me, but no.
Because do you think then Abanyo coach are even going to take a second look at South African players altogether and just be like, spend the same brush, all of the players, and like, this person is now an ambassador of sort of Umzansi when you go to a different league and this is what you do?
Well, I think very often, and it came just recently when I was watching Percy Tau moving to Brighton, where they said it's very hard for South African players to move to England because of lack of discipline, because of a lack of fitness, and there's a gap with them. And then when someone does this to, like Uzungu doing this, it just goes and it says to all the coaches, you know what, let's just not look at South African players. Yes, you have to be an extraordinary talent where they have to look at you. Otherwise, the rest of them, you're not even going to get to their third, second tiers to get yourself that opportunity to move up. And it's sad what he's done for a lot of South African players who are hoping to go abroad.
Yeah, and then look at how... you know our social media and how we hype our players. Hey, we do. And when BONGANI ZUNGU signed to Rangers, hey, they have podcasts there and they have everything. And they were interviewing even South African podcasters and South African journalists, just saying, tell us more about Zungu. What does it bring to the team? And everyone was hyping him, right?
Yeah.
This is a Bafana player, and he's a quality midfielder, box to box. He can pass. He can. He can break lockdown rules.
Sure.
He can pass his career down the train.
He can pass a beer to a beer. Okay.
No.
So this is a special moment for me on the show because we are saying goodbye to our ball. We had a ball that was decorating our table as prop, but we are saying goodbye to our old ball, and we've got a new ball courtesy of our friends at Adidas. Can you pass? Yeah. I can take you. I can take you. So thank you so much to Adidas as well. Great friends of the show. They love the show. And, we can't wait to continue to Simmons in Nabo. So this is the UEFA Champions League ball. How beautiful is it?
Wow.
How beautiful. I think what's so exciting for me is that Messi somewhere would
Mbappe, that's what you should be saying.
Messi, Gabella, honestly, please.
It might not be the exact same ball, but this is the Champions League for all your Champions Leagues fans.
It does look and feel good. I did sort of like
That's awesome.
And there's a former soccer player.
Former?
How got to retire.
All right, let's test your knowledge. Wow, Qhawe, behave. Right now, let's go to my favorite, part of the show where we get to take those shots. Let's see how good your trivia questions are.
Not those shots.
Not those shots.
Okay.
I think Xolile's got this one, Qhawe. I'm sorry to say, but I'm with... so don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty.
Please don't ask her the easy questions.
This week's questions are actually very, very easy, I'd like to say. So, I know you've watched...
Trust me, you're in trouble.
Because, I don't want to get involved.
I know you've watched the show, and it's pretty simple. You get a question wrong, you take a shot of Jägermeister, and you have one pass. So, answer, understand, you can pass it to Qhawe. It becomes his question, so then he has to take the shot. All right? Are you ready?
Cool.
Okay, Xolile, this is a manager, a hlezi iti. I am the special one. Who am I talking about?
The man I love to hate, Jose Mourinho.
Yes, man. I told you she was going to kill you.
It's the
One question in. But I did make them really easy. Okay, Qhawe, who did Manchester City beat to win the EPL on the final day of the 2011-2012 season?
I'll tell you.
Don't tell you. You do have a pass. He has a pass.
Is that the famous Aguero?
Yes.
Then it's QPR.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. It is Queen's Park Rangers. That is the answer. Xolile, this one's yours. Who has scored the most Premier League hat tricks?
It should be my turn to give you an assist, shouldn't
Premier League hat tricks.
Yeah, let me shyly through past.
Jeez. I'm gonna shoot in the dark here.
I'm guessing, but
I'm
leaving it
guessing the guy who scored the most goals, which is Alan Shearer.
No, sir. It's Aguero.
to you. Yeah, I was gonna guess Aguero,
yeah.
but
So,
yeah, you didn't.
shot.
Were you gonna guess Aguero?
Yes, I was.
Serious?
Yeah,
It was a
should have
guess
asked
though.
me. Yeah, it was a guess.
I did ask you. You should have asked me. Why did
No,
pass? Wait.
Pela, like after the fact when he had already taken the shots.
All right. In cricket, this is really easy. I think I'm going to start making my own questions. Where
do you get these questions?
So we get them.
Yeah, no, I want to know now.
No. We've got one of our favorites, Chef. I know he's also going to be watching Utlaganipo. He is one of our youth sports journalists. So
Shout out, Tlaga.
these are all from Utlaga. Uti, in cricket, this is so easy. In cricket, Xolile, what does the umpire signal when he points both hands up in the air?
Wait, isn't this my question?
Yeah.
No,
it's his
you
question.
passed. Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Your
you
question.
see, this is how I got. You see, this is how I got cheated last time.
Ngiyaxolisa, Nkosi
But
yami,
at
nami
least
ngathi
my
ngithathile.
Shots
Hey,
not
my
affected your.
No, don't worry. It's
It
hard.
affected me. My apologies. Qhawe, good one. That is your question. In cricket, what is the umpire signaling when pointing both hands up in the air?
6.
Yes, sir. Good one. Okay, Xolile, this one is yours. How many F1 championships has Lewis Hamilton won?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, bali mnyaka.
Why is this so tricky for me? I'll say 7.
Well done. I'm so proud.
I love how you acted up, like you knew
I know, I had
exactly the answer to that.
6 times or 7
Why
times.
is this so
Why-
tricky for
yeah.
me? Yo,
She's
Nkosi
like,
yami.
no, to say the Schumacher 7, I know this. Done.
All right. Qhawe, where is the 2023 Rugby World Cup being held?
Jeez. I can't pass it again.
No?
France.
I still want to give you a clue. Well done. Guys are doing really good. Imbuzo enhlaka ngeke. Next week, ngizonibamba. All right.
Throw in one of your questions. Let's see. But at the end.
Yes.
Xolile, a penalty in football is taken how many yards away from the goal?
Wow.
How many yards? Firstly, we don't use yards in South Africa.
But do you know it?
You
Oh,
can't.
gotcha.
I'm not
Gotcha. What's gotcha? Yo, what's
I'm not
Just say it.
mangaki.
Okay.
on purpose call out the wrong ones?
No, I'm thinking 20 yards, 25 yards.
Oh my gosh, you're doing that.
She is.
Shout out to the
I'll choose-
matriculants.
I'll choose 16 because I don't know. I forgot actually.
I'm just saying, Ushayi Messi, ngikhumbuzisa ukuthi laba kade bephasile. Shout out to all the matriculants who
yes.
passed. A big shout out to them.
What was it?
And
10 yards.
you are wrong. It is 12 yards.
12,
So
okay, so I have
drink
to take
your
a
first shot.
Yeah,
please.
using the yards like
That was a good tricky one.
yeah, should have used like meters
Cut.
and stuff.
How many meters in South Africa?
I don't know, like converting yards to meters. Yeah.
Oh, bonanga 24 to the power of 8.
Bekunzima.
All right, Qhawe.
Not my kind of stuff.
Question number 4. Who was the top scorer in the 2019-2020 Premier League season?
2019-2020 Premier League
I
season.
think you actually had him in your FPL at some point.
I'm trying to think.
That's last
he beat
season.
him by 1. It's nah, it's Jamie Vardy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It was Jamie Vardy
Between Salah
I was gonna
and
try and
it's
trick you,
Vardy.
but, you know.
Nah,
with
it's
23
I'm-
goals.
I'm a good
All right,
sport.
last question for you, Xolile. What colors are the 5 Olympic rings? This is like the easiest.
Okay, do I want to take a shot or do I want to give the right answer?
You're gonna have to take the shot.
I mean,
because
okay,
I've poured it in any case.
the first one was good. So let me see, but let me try. Let's say black, green,
Yes.
red.
Then it
There's
gets
5 of them.
tricky.
Yes,
Yellow.
there's
Then it
5.
gets tricky. It's the last one.
Black. I said black, green, yellow, red. What's
said
the last one? What's the last one?
Oh, come on.
Blue.
Yes. Who's that? You have to take the shot. I've poured it. You have to take it.
Of course, it's a good shot. I'll take it. for the team.
Congratulations. I think she hasn't gotten an answer wrong. Only, well, even including the one that she passed to you.
Yeah, which I shouldn't
But
have.
sure.
Because you missed the
All right, Qhawe, last question. Which footballer has scored the most goals in the World Cup history? In World Cup history?
World Cup history.
In complete World Cup history.
Most? This is a difficult one, though, eh? Assistance?
Is he German?
That's a
Oh,
clue.
you know-
She
you-
just gave you a
you
clue.
already-
She
you
said
already know.
German.
No, there's 2 Germans, but I
That-
think it's
that-
the
that
younger
have
one. It's the
scored.
younger one. Okay, think.
Yeah, wait.
Think a young German striker, not so young, but retired, but
I love the clues. Think young, but not so young.
yeah, but not like currents. That's what I'm trying to say. But he was like
No,
in the
man.
2000s. I think he was.
No, I'm thinking it's like he's still playing.
Nah.
Are you sure?
I'm going to start counting down.
Like playing for Germany.
10.
He might be playing somewhere. Gagub.
He's
As a veteran. 9.
Okay, I'm gonna
Okay,
have
take-
a,
hey,
I'm
take
gonna have a
take
shot
your
at
own
it.
guess.
I'm just gonna have a
Take
shot
your
at
own
it.
guess.
Thomas Muller.
Nope.
Ah,
Let's
yeah,
try.
and let's hear your answer.
I was gonna say Miroslav Klose.
Congratulations, well done. I think, what is the score, sis? 4-3, 4-2. I think let's just give
I
her
was
6-3.
4-2?
It's 4-3.
Oh.
Please take your shot.
Go for it, come on.
I lost.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. We've got these cool bags from
gifts.
Delhi. I'm not sure who wants which color. I'll let the lady choose first.
Yes, since you won.
Black is beautiful
Black is
for me.
glorious.
Thank you
Alright.
so much.
There you go, mister.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for another
Gosh.
amazing episode. Please do watch, like, and subscribe to our page. It's growing. We'll get there. I love all of the interactions that you have for us. The comments, drop it. And remember that you also might be a lucky guest right here in studio with us. So keep on commenting, keep on sharing, and keep on watching. Thank you so much. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's Youth Sports with a Z. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Shout out.
Wrap.
Cheers. Nice one. Jeez,
Yeah.
I totally forgot about close. Like I'm sitting on that.
Okay.
No,
the,
man.
the bit of an advantage that I have is I'm a fan of German, so I remember when he passed Gert Muller.